politicians in India have decided to ban a documentary revolving around the issue of rape. Now, it's specifically talking about the New Delhi rape that happened back in 2012, where a 23-year-old woman was brutally gang raped on a bus. The reason why they decided to ban it is because one of the convicted rapists, who's on death row right now, was interviewed for the documentary, and he said some pretty hideous things about the rape. He said that, you know, maybe we wouldn't have beaten her up so badly if she hadn't fought back. And he also blamed women for getting raped, saying that if they're out past 9 o'clock, well, of course they're going to get raped. Now, of course, his comments were beyond offensive, and people were really outraged by it. So as a result, some politicians thought that it would be a better idea to ban the documentary so he wouldn't have a platform to speak on. I completely disagree with that decision. But let me give you some more details as to why the politicians made this decision. By the way, the rapist is Mukesh Singh, and the name of the documentary is India's Daughter. Now, one politician said the following. Home Minister Rajnath Singh told Parliament on Wednesday the comments of Mukesh Singh, one of the 5 men convicted over the 2012 attack in New Delhi, were highly derogatory and an affront to the dignity of women. He's quoted as saying, "I will not allow any organization to leverage such an incident and use it for commercial purpose." Okay, so that was one of the issues he had. He thought that the filmmaker here was using a tragedy for profit.
Yeah. So there are some legitimate reasons to be against airing this, believe it or not. So one of them is the whole commercial profit thing I'm not really buying, but they say that you don't want to give platform to the rapist to espouse his opinions.
Right.
Perhaps he influences others. So that's not an illegitimate point. At the same time, I don't agree with it, right? And I think there are far better points on the other side. This is the same kind of thing that that people say here in America, oh, we shouldn't let there be public trials of the people in Guantanamo Bay because that gives them a platform. Who cares about their platform? So what, right? We're overhyping it. What reality is that in a democracy, if you try people in public, that gives your democracy more credit than it gives the guy you're trying, right? So Khalid Sheikh Mohammed did do 9/11. I don't care what he has to spew in court. And in this case, yeah, I want to hear the hideous ideology that this guy had so we can learn about it and combat it. So that's overall a net positive when we shine a light on it.
Yeah, so 2 things. The last point you made is a point I agree with the most. You don't solve issues in society by pretending like they don't exist, right? The ideology that he has, or the thought process that he has, is a real problem in India right now. I mean, they are blaming the victims when it comes to cases of rape, and so what do you do to address that? You don't address it by pretending like that thought process doesn't exist. The second part of it is, you know, when you try to ban something as a government, people are going to want to see it more. So the interview wasn't banned per se, but Sony decided like they weren't going to distribute it the way that they were going to because they were hacked by members of North Korea, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah. So of course everyone's wanting to see it. There's more attention, and as soon as it was available online, everyone was rushing to go watch it, right? And it probably made more money than it would have made otherwise. So in this case, they're doing the same thing. They're telling people, no, we're not going to allow this documentary. We're going to censor it. Well, now all of a sudden, I want to go out of my way to watch this documentary.
Yeah, and let's keep it real. Here's the majority reason why they're doing this. Because they don't want India to be embarrassed. And one of the government officials explains, like, I don't know how she wound up getting the interview in the first place. The guy's in prison.
We're going to investigate the filmmakers in that case because we don't know how they got that interview.
Yeah, well, they asked for it and they got it, and they should have gotten it. But, oh, it puts India in a bad light. We don't, cover it up, cover it up, cover it up. Okay, no, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have any problems here. We don't have a rape problem because it caused the government trouble. Okay, I mean, one, there's the outsiders' view on it. They don't want India to look bad to the outside world. More importantly, to their own voters and to their constituencies, no, we've got it under control. I don't know what you mean. What rape problem, right? Because there was a huge protest in India over this, of course, and they had to change some of the laws. And so they don't want to go through that again. That's why they want to cover it up.